Welcome to the Talkie Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Tom and I'm here to bring to you the starting 11 show for Wolves against Everton at Molineux on Monday night, 8 PM kickoff. So hopefully the Blues will be able to turn things around after a disappointing end to the game at Watford last week. We've had enough time to get over it, hopefully, and get a couple of bodies a little bit more fit, like Richarlison, ready to start this game, hopefully. So let's get straight into it. In goal, obviously, Jordan Pickford didn't do too much wrong in the last game. He's made some decent saves of late, so obviously he's first name on the team sheet in goal. Moving on to the defence, obviously Seamus Coleman at right back at the moment. Decent performance last week from him. He's obviously short to cover at the moment. He's has to play every game at the moment, obviously, which isn't ideal, but he's doing his best. He's doing what he can at right back at the moment. Centre backs, Michael Keane and Ben Godfrey again. Obviously, Godfrey didn't have the best game last week, and he's suffering at the moment. And obviously, Rafa's spoken about why he's suffering at the moment, but there's not much else he can do. Obviously, Holgate's there, but Yerry Mina's still got his hamstring issue, so those are the two centre-backs who are most likely to start again. Hopefully just no throwing yourselves on the floor this week. I think last week things went out a little bit towards the end of the game. People's heads dropping, people throwing themselves on the floor a little bit, and it didn't help the cause, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better this week. Luca Dean at left back, hopefully he can find some form as well. He's had a little bit of a dip of late, but hopefully he'll be able to recover some form like he did in his first season at Everton. So he starts a left back for me. Moving on to the midfield, I'd change things up a little bit. Obviously I'd have Anthony Gordon back in there, left mid, like most fans are saying, because I do think he deserves a start. And when he has started, he's given us all, and he's been relatively tidy in possession, and he's been more positive than other wingers who've started in recent weeks. He's been more less wasteful, more dynamic, and just knows what he's doing a little bit more. So Anthony Gordon on the left for me. In central midfield, I changed things up a little bit as well. I didn't think Tom Davies did too badly, but last week. But I'd give Gbamin a go. Not gonna lie, Gbamin and Allen in the middle is a central midfield partnership that I've been looking forward to for a while, and it's not really happened fully as of yet, and I'd like to see that tomorrow if Gbamin is fully fit. He's been on the bench for the last 5 games or so after recovering from his latest issue, so I'd love to see him start alongside Allen and see what they can do in the midfield together. So for me, that's the central midfield partnership. But moving on to the right, I'd have obviously Andros Townsend in really good form at the minute. He was one of the better performers against Watford last week, so he starts on the right for me. Obviously, up front, I'd go for obviously Demarai Gray, maybe in that little Roman role behind, or whether it's a flat front two with Richarlison. I do think Rondon needs a little spell out of the team. He hasn't offered too much in his time in the team, obviously covering for Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, and he's not been up to fitness. Maybe he's not been able to offer too much anyway. So I think he needs to rest out the team, maybe to get some training under his belt, and just to spell out the team. Really, he's not offered too much, and he's coming under pressure from the fans, and he needs a break. So hopefully Richarlison will come in, be able to start the game against Wolves alongside Demarai Gray up front, because that's a really exciting front too. So hopefully they'll be able to partner up top together. It's a little bit different. Obviously Rondon's role was to hold the ball up and bring Gray into the game, but Richarlison and Gray up front together will offer something completely different. Maybe not have the ability to hold the ball up and bring Gray into the game, but might be able to counter-attack a little bit more efficiently, and offer something different and play the ball on the floor a little bit. So be interesting to see those two up front as well, little partnerships popping up, new partnerships, the likes of Richarlison and Gray, and then you've got Gbamin and Allen hopefully in the middle as well. But if Tom Davies does play, to be fair, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Obviously that's the partnership that played last week, and even though Allen didn't have his best of games, it's not a bad partnership to start in midfield in the absence of a couple of midfielders at the moment. So that's my team to start against Wolves on Monday night. It'll be a difficult game to come back from heads going down last week. Hopefully we've got the mental strength to bounce back from that, because it is an opportunity to get ourselves, because we are slipping down the table at the moment. It is an opportunity to end that slip and get ourselves up there, because there are a lot of teams around the same point at the moment, and we've got to maintain ourselves in that group, because if we fall behind that, there's about 6 or 7 teams between 4th and obviously 11th on similar points. And if we slip behind that, then we are really in trouble. So we need to stick in that little race around the European places. So hopefully we'll be able to establish that and do that on Monday night against Wolves. That's really something we need to do. It's a team we should be beating if we are aspiring to be in those places. So hopefully that's the team to do it. But let me know if you do disagree with that team, if you wouldn't put Kabam in, if you wouldn't bring Richarlison in from the start. Maybe he needs a couple more appearances off the bench while he's coming back from fitness. But let me know in the comments. I do like a little bit of discussion in the comments, so let us know if you do disagree with me. And that's the team I'd go for anyway, so hopefully they'll do the job tomorrow night. So hopefully they do the job. But nice one for watching. Obviously like the video and subscribe to the Toffee Blues, and I'll see you next time, hopefully when we've done the job.